Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. How are we feeling tonight? Before we get started, can we just give one huge round of applause for ourselves and the fact that we get to gather together in person for the first time in 3 years? Yes. I love it. It really beats doing the gala from my bandmate's living room last year in Brooklyn, New York. We're glad to be back here on stage. My name is Willem DeCook. I'm a Seattle JazzED alum and teaching artist. Some of you, yeah, give it up for Seattle JazzED one more time. That's why we're here. Some of you may know me as the trombonist from the Westerlies. Yeah, all right. Some of you may know me as that guy that your kids went to high school with. Others of you may know me as your grandson, and some of you may not know me at all. I'm sorry. We had Russell Wilson lined up to MC this event, but he moved to Denver, so you got stuck with Seattle's favorite D-list celebrities tonight. But I'm very glad to be hosting with my dear friend and colleague and bandmate and arch rival, Riley Moherker. Riley, you're on mute. Riley, you're on. Hey, Riley, you're on mute. Riley.
Whoa. You know what, Will? I'm so sorry. I think I was on mute. But that's right. We're off Zoom now. We are in person. We are here celebrating Seattle JazzED. Let's make some noise. Woo! It feels good, and we've got such a show in store for all of you tonight. You are going to feel this music in your heart. The reverberations are going to shake your bones. It's going to be incredible. Thank you for being here. I also do want to give a shout out to everyone who is watching from home on Twitch. All you Twitchers out there, thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a blast. Now, let's get to the music. We have something very special in store, a special guest, a dear friend, someone who is a singer, a songwriter, a multi-instrumentalist, a performer, spoken word artist. Her career is so varied. You may have seen her on stage with Mariah Carey, with Melissa Etheridge, with Graham Nash. She's a founding member of Trey Anastasio's Ghosts of the Forest. I've seen her on Saturday Night Live with Lizzo. I've seen her on Tiny Desk with friend of Seattle JazzED, Jonathan Baptiste.
Yes,
I've seen her at the Grammys with Kesha, but tonight she is here for Seattle JazzED. That's right. Please make some noise for Celise.
Give it up.
on the wall. You nasty boy. Teacher sent you to the principal's office down the hall. You grow up and learn that kind of thing ain't right. But while you were doing it, you should run out of sight. I wish some days could come back and smile right in the days. But I have to go 'cause I wish some days could come
Solis, and this band. Give it up for this band. It is so incredible to hear everyone on stage here collaborating. And
Riley. Riley, I think you're frozen. Riley, you're frozen. Riley!
oh, you know, Willem, I'm so sorry. I think I was frozen. I'm still in Zoom world, but we're in person. We're in person. I'm so sorry, Willem. Go ahead. I was frozen.
How about it for this band? On stage with us tonight, we have Solis, lest we forget. And we also have an assortment of JazzED family members from across the spectrum of JazzED's programming, both students and teaching artists. And if you asked me, I wouldn't be able to tell you who's who, because the students sound like professionals, and the teaching artists appear to be drinking from the fountain of youth, which they might have available at the bar. You can ask. But over the next hour, we're going to be diving deep into everything that JazzED has to offer and all of the incredible programming that takes place here. And we're going to get an insider's peek into the incredible impact that jazz education can have on the youth of our community and how that impact spreads outward to everybody else.
That's right. There's such an incredible diversity of educational programming at Seattle JazzED. Everything from online classes to in-person jazz combos to big bands to a drum line. Students can come to JazzED never having played an instrument before, knowing nothing about music, and they can have an instrument in their hands and learn for the very first time. Or if they've been playing for years, they can come to Seattle JazzED to learn the ropes of what being a professional is all about. They can take a class like Getting Into Gigging or Mentors in Training. So many offerings at Seattle JazzED. Or maybe they don't even play an instrument at all, but they have the music in their heart and soul. They can join the gospel choir. So many offerings at Seattle JazzED, and this year we're excited to announce that we have joined forces with Seattle Music Partners to offer even more access to instruments like cello and violin. So more students are playing music, more instruments today than ever before. That's right.
I love to hear it. Before we go on, I need to give a shout out to some of our most beloved Gala sponsors. And there are a lot of them. So instead of clapping between each, I want to start a very low, simmering round of applause to underscore this incredible list of sponsors. And we're going to crescendo until the very end and then give a huge round of applause to thank all of these awesome people who are supporting tonight. So give it up for JAS Design Build. Thank you, JAS. Highland. Thank you, Highland. Goldman Sachs. Thank you, Goldman Sachs. Merganser Project Management. Sankofa Consulting. Yes, indeed. We love Sankofa. Seattle Hand Surgery Group.
Crescendo, crescendo.
Vulcan. And Weinstein AU, the architects who are designing the beautiful new building that we're working towards creating here at Seattle JazzED. Give it up for our Gala sponsors this year. Thank you so much.
And now it is our pleasure to introduce the president of the board of Seattle JazzED. Please give it up for Arlene Sargent.
Hello, Seattle JazzED family and friends. What a momentous occasion for all of us to gather here tonight, in person and virtually. On behalf of the Seattle JazzED board, it is my absolute joy to welcome each and every one of you. I'd like to recognize Amazon as one of our sponsors and for hosting us tonight. This is beyond amazing. Thank you to all the amazing Amazonians who have supported our equally amazing staff to pull this together. And a special shout out to John Shetler and his husband, Jeff Clapsaddle. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize Harold Branford, our 3-time Gala chair and the Gala committee, for their flexible determination to bring us together tonight in this hybrid format. Thank you. We are here to celebrate the hard work of our teachers and students, many of whom are performing live on stage for the very first time. And what a smashing debut to be on stage with Celise, nonetheless. Since it feels like we've all taken a gap year or two, we are also here to celebrate the 10th and 11th year of our organization. To say that the last 2 years have been a challenge for all of us would be an understatement. And still, Seattle JazzED has not only survived, we have thrived. Seattle JazzED has thrived because of one individual who has been relentless in her thoughtfulness and self-awareness. And this individual has done so from day one. Her journey as a leader of an organization centered in equity, as a white woman, has come and always has come from a position of humility. She encourages all of us to break things when they're not broken, all in the name of equity. Students, teachers, and staff, I hope you know that you're always number one in Lori DeCook's book. Lori, on behalf of the community, we are forever grateful. Lori's over there. And now, let's get on with the show. Vámonos.
My name's Nancy Garcia, and I am a mom of 3 kiddos who absolutely love music. Our family has Arnoldo on the bass, we have Celine on the drums, and Jasmine on the sax.
And we're the Garcias! I was the first child in the Garcia family to come to JazzED.
The experience was specifically for Arnoldo at first. He's already a little bit of a shy kid, so engagement with other people was really important. It was a way for him to start coming out of his shell a little bit.
What are your guys' favorite parts about JazzED?
Making new friends, making new music.
He started feeling like, hey mom, I'm a musician. Celine is much more outgoing. She's an artist at heart. JazzED was very kind enough to let us have a drum set, and I surprised her with it one day. I came to pick it up separately, and I set it up at home.
I was thinking it was loud, but then that's what the drums were about, being loud. So then I liked it a lot and got excited.
So we got a reminder, it's not about how loud you are.
You do something, and
I'll be peeking through the side and just kind of keeping an eye like, hey, I'm so proud.
I think they're really excited to just progress in their music career. It's gonna be really fun. As they get better, I'm sure we're all gonna be able to connect in that way. And it's gonna be a really nice experience for all 3 of us.
Jazz is very similar to me. She loves to engage in a lot of things and have different experiences, and she pushes herself to be really great at everything she does.
I'm very passionate about music, and when I'm able to see them starting to feel the same way, it makes me feel really happy.
As they started identifying with their instruments, music has become more and more of their identity. Now I'm also a drum player, I'm also a bass player, I'm a sax player, a tenor sax at that, and it's something that they can be proud of, they can share. So remember when we had the block party? We had gotten an email from JazzED to bring their instruments because potentially they would be playing, and the whole ride over they were really nervous. And when we got there and they saw how many people were there, they thought it was not going to happen. Like, there's no way I'm going to feel comfortable standing in front of everybody.
I was scared.
It was my first time performing in front of people. Lots of people.
There was a family that came on to play first, and Arnoldo was saying, I think I can, Mom. I think I can do what that boy's doing right there. You saw him slowly step forward as the music was playing. Like, he was feeling a little bit more comfortable, slowly kind of easing into performing.
I'm like, don't mess up me.
And I was so proud that he had faced his fear and said, I'm gonna do this.
Considering how shy they can both be, and for them to be able to get up in front of what I heard is hundreds of people, it was a proud moment.
I was happy about it. I was. And impressed with myself.
It's one of those moments where you see your kids take on something that you would never imagine they'd even have the opportunity to do. And they're so confident and powerful in their spaces, playing music, just knowing what they're doing, feeling the music, and enjoying what they're doing for others. Mommy was proud.
You might know this one, so sing along. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, going snooping round my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, going snooping round my door. You can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more. You told me you were high class, well, I can see through that. Well, I can see through that. And Daddy, I know
Give it up for Celise and this band. Yes, indeed. And can we have one more round of applause for the Garcias? I was struck by their story because I think it demonstrates to us the importance of representation and music. And not only in music, but in all areas of life, where we can see someone who looks like us in a position where we want to be in a few years. And we see that if they can do it, maybe I can do it too. So I was so incredibly moved to see them come up on stage after 2 years of being in a pandemic and the incredible resilience that they demonstrated in picking up these instruments, learning them virtually, and then coming here to this space to share their music in front of all of you. So can we please have one more round of applause for the Garcias? They're also an incredible example of the power of jazz education and everything that happens at Seattle JazzED.
Hello?
And there's
No,
such a huge list
it's a great
of
time.
programming
Wynton Marsalis,
that
how are you doing?
our youth can engage in.
Now's a great time. It's fine. I'm at a gala. You remember Seattle JazzED? You were here a few years ago. Yeah, no, it's going great. I'm off camera right now. I'm on mute. But how are you? I'm good. No, I'm great.
Riley.
No, I got a
Riley.
few minutes. Yeah.
Riley.
But excuse me.
Riley, we're live. Get out.
I'm so sorry. I'm so.
What
sorry.
are you wearing?
You know what? I was still thinking Zoom. These are my sweatpants. I'll be right back. I'm so. Tell them about the sponsors. Tell them about the sponsors, Willem. The sponsors. I'll be right back.
All right, give it up for our sponsors. We got some sponsors coming up. How about a round of applause? Catherine Robinson Narratives. Give it up for Catherine Robinson Narratives. The Durango Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Give it up for the Durango Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Stoll Reeves. How about it for Stoll Reeves? The One and Only Cleaner. Give it up for the One and Only Cleaner. Walsh Construction Company. Building things. Give it up for Walsh. Site Workshop. Round of applause for Site Workshop. And last but certainly not least, Umpqua Bank. And listen, yes, give it up. Thank you. I'm sorry about all the Zoom bits, okay? Look, don't blame me. They were Riley's idea. Riley and his wife are expecting a baby in August, and as we all know, yeah, all right, give it up for babies. As we all know, when one becomes a dad, one's jokes go bad. And so we can't blame Riley for bringing those to this space and unleashing them upon you, but thank you for sticking it out with us tonight. Yes.
Thank you, Will. Well, it's so good to be here, and you know, everything you were saying, it makes me think, you know, as a jazz ed teaching artist, sometimes people ask, why jazz? What is it about this music? And if I can catch my breath for a second, I just want to say that jazz music, it teaches us our cultural heritage. It teaches us who we are, and it passes down to us a legacy and a lineage that goes all the way back to enslaved African Americans gathering in Congo Square, to black and white folks dancing together on the floor of the Savoy Ballroom in Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance, while the world around them was segregated, to folks like Nina Simone and Max Roach providing the soundtrack for the civil rights movement. Jazz music teaches us who we are. And the study and the practice of jazz teaches us values that not only shape us to become excellent musicians like all the students on the stage right now, but also conscientious human beings. I'm talking about values like empathy, confidence, teamwork, and discipline. That is what jazz music gives us. Let's give it up for jazz music. And speaking of all those traits, I'd like to now bring to the stage someone who embodies all of them. Let's welcome the Executive Director of Seattle JazzED, Lori Dakota. Give it up, make some noise. She makes it all happen. Lori Dakota.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Wow. I didn't realize I'd feel so emotional. Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here. I know each and every one of us has traveled a long and arduous journey to be here tonight. So I don't take your choice lightly to celebrate in person with us. So thank you for being here. Speaking of long and arduous journeys, tonight is my 32nd wedding anniversary. I gotta say, the sign of a strong marriage is when your husband is willing to celebrate your anniversary at his wife's nonprofit gala. So a big shout out to my husband, Steve. This is truly a magical experience being with all of you here tonight. Since the last time we gathered was 3 years ago. And so now that I have you here, I want to tell you a little bit about JazzED's journey since I saw you last. If you have a skilled communicator in your life, then you most certainly have experienced the yes and approach to having a difficult conversation, right? It goes something like this. Yes, I hear you, and ... It's a very effective way to honor someone's ideas and either build on that idea or pivot away where necessary. At JazzED, we have quite a few skilled communicators on staff, and I've noticed that the yes and strategy is employed regularly, both to help us make difficult decisions as the organization emerges from a pandemic, and also to decide what we're going to have for lunch at the staff retreat or what Nespresso pods we're going to order for the staff coffee machine. Personally, the concept of yes and really resonates with me. I found that it's not just an effective communication tool, it's also a very powerful internal practice, especially when the world is throwing a pretty consistent stream of curveballs. The yes and practice enables me to acknowledge the challenges and hardships that we are currently facing, but it doesn't allow me to get stuck there. So flashing back 2 years ago, it went something like this. Yes, this pandemic is happening. Yes, it's shutting down our classes, it's canceling our gala, and JazzED has a brilliant entrepreneurial team who can pivot on a dime to create a new plan that meets the need of the moment. By the summer of 2021, we really thought we had won the pandemic. We had spent a year and a half developing a comprehensive menu of online learning opportunities. Students around the country were participating in our virtual jazz classes. Band teachers from places as far away as Ghana were downloading our free teacher toolkit. And we had 2 successful virtual galas under our belt. So despite a global pandemic, we were keeping kids learning, and we were keeping our local educators employed. And we were excited to get back to in-person classes this past fall. We were really looking forward to it. But it didn't take long for us to learn that a return to normal wasn't actually a thing. With so many COVID restrictions in place, safety guidelines changing daily, and so many students still unvaccinated, it was almost impossible to plan, recruit for, and execute robust programming. Our families were struggling to find their way back, our staff were stymied, and our teachers were pretty frustrated because being a working musician has been really hard these past 2 years. So this past October, I found myself saying, yes, I currently have very few ideas on how to help this organization navigate back to normal. And ambiguity can sometimes be our friend. Ambiguity can help us see new possibilities and perhaps even lead us to a new normal. In that moment, the thing that my staff and I realized is that as individuals and as an organization, we have all been internally rearranged these past couple of years. And perhaps what our JazzED community needed in 2019 is not what our JazzED community needs now. And so we really centered the needs of our community currently and leaned into it. And so we've been doing some improvising and some pivoting. And improvising, that's a jazz thing, and we're real good at it here. For instance, with families struggling to come to us, we have found ways to bring JazzED to them through new community partnerships with schools and social service organizations. We're about to launch a partnership with Mary's Place to bring our WeBot program, which is our our littles, our preschoolers and toddlers, to some of Mary's Place shelters. Super exciting. Yes. We also have been developing hybrid learning models where we can bring kids into the classroom but still figure out ways to maintain social distancing practices. And we're continuing to do virtual learning so that we're still reaching students in places like Iowa and West Virginia. I know, it's cool, right? But now I need to pause here and say that the endeavor to do this, to pivot like this, to be entrepreneurial and enterprising and brave, all happened as a result of a brilliant and tireless JazzED staff. And so I feel like in this moment, I need you all to know who these people are and thank them for the hard work they're doing. So I'm gonna invite them up on stage. Meanwhile, back at JazzED's current 100-year-old building, as the fall air was turning crisper, it wasn't long before we noticed that things were also feeling a little chilly inside the building. The heating system wasn't turning on like it normally did. By November, we were working in our puffy coats. By Thanksgiving, we had added mittens and scarves. Yes, the heating system in our building was pronounced irreparable and wouldn't be replaced for the foreseeable future. Yes, the space heaters that they provided us as an alternative would constantly blow the breakers, meaning that we would have to work in the dark. And yes, these ongoing mechanical challenges meant that our winter in-person classes would have to be canceled just when we were getting started again. I know. And what's keeping us going right now is the fact that we are about to break ground on Jazz House. It's a permanent home for JazzED, plus 5 floors of affordable housing, thanks to our partner, Community Roots Housing. Hey, y'all! Our new home will have performance space and rehearsal spaces, yes, and community gathering spaces. Jazz House will be a physical testament to our commitment to justice, a way to amplify our mission of access and equity, a musical home for our students, an actual home for their families, and Jazz House will have heat. We're breaking ground, hopefully the end of June, just as a side note. It's very exciting, yeah. The last thing I'm going to share with you about the powerful practice of yes and is that it is essential to be really clear about your North Star and to keep it in your sights at all times, because it is your North Star that gets you from the yes to the and. At Seattle JazzED, our North Star is the building of a just community, a physical and emotional space where every student across the spectrum of race, gender, and income can grow and thrive. We use jazz, a Black American art form, to center our community and to power us towards justice. Yes, the skies have been awfully cloudy these past 2 years, making it hard for us to keep our eye on our North Star of justice. And your very presence here tonight is a powerful reminder of the joy and generosity that has fueled this community from the beginning and that lights our way forward. JazzED is here because you all are here. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for showing up tonight. I really look forward to walking this path to our new home together with all of you. So thank you.
Love it. Here we go. Bass are in. One bar. It's the fourth bar.
We are standing up. We will be the light.
1, 2.
Freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black, and white.
Hey, what's up, man? Come on in.
Having people from different backgrounds come in to sing this song is a joy. It brings us together instead of separating us.
I haven't heard a lot of songs like it, and I think it's important for a lot of people to hear that song.
We deserve the right for freedom. I know that's one of the lyrics in the song, but I feel like that's what the whole song really is about, and it's really powerful.
It's got a lot of oomph in it, you know? I like that about it.
I hope as people listen to this song, they will be challenged to stand up and to stand up for other people and stand up for freedom and equality.
So we're going to do whoa-ohs twice after the first 3 lines of that stanza.
I walked in the room today and I did not know really what to expect.
The first rehearsal is always interesting because you don't know who's going to be showing up and how they've been prepared and what they play. But we just do our best to roll with it and make it work and meet the kids where they are. So let me hear everybody play that note. Ready? And. Do you hear how we all sound matching?
Yes.
Yes, that's what we want.
An ensemble is made up of many individuals, right? But it's not individuals. Do you understand that aspect?
They were ready, they were engaged, and very excited to sing together after 2 years of not being able to sing.
It's definitely nice to be able to collaborate and sing with people again because it's been a long time.
It's gonna be so fun to be in a room full of people with live music again.
I've never played music in front of a lot of people before. Being on stage is gonna get me out of my comfort zone.
Nervous, but I'll probably be excited as well because it's my first time.
Stage fright.
I don't got stage fright. I might giggle. I call it stage giggling. This will be edited, right?
I'm all about bringing up the next group of rock stars, and hopefully they will always carry that with them no matter what they end up doing.
see which ones are forgot. We are just like you. We bear the shoulders of two. We're told this land is for you and I. Then why are we the ones to die? We are standing up. We will be the light. We understand the right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white. Come join the right to fight for freedom. Look at all this frustration. Look at all this regret. Oh, look at how we've been broken. And then tell me how we're the thread. Can you see us just like a brother? Can you see me just like a friend? If 4 lives really do matter, then tell me when the killing will end. We are just like you. We bear the shoulders of two. These words are not just to comfort me. I sing for equality. We will be the light. We all deserve the right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white. Come join the right to fight for freedom. We are beautiful. 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 We all deserve to be free. We are standing up. We will be the light. We all deserve the right for freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white. Come join the right to fight for freedom.
Make some noise for Celise. And how about it for all of these students? Make some noise. Incredible. One more time. Celise. Now we're going to say goodbye to Celise, but we'll see her in just a little bit. We're going to say goodbye to these students. We're going to say goodbye to these horn sections. I'm going to keep the rhythm section on stage here for some fun. But wow, you have now heard all the work that JazzED is doing. You have now seen the incredible work that JazzED is doing to build community. Yes, give it up. These students. My trumpet player, stage giggles. We have seen the power of the Seattle JazzED community, a community that comes together not just to change lives, but to disrupt systems. And we are strongest when we are together, and that's why we came together tonight, not just to listen, but to take action. to take out our checkbooks, to invest in the future of Seattle JazzED, in the soundtrack to our future. That's what we all came here to do tonight. So I just want to say, with all that's going on in the world right now, with all the destruction that is happening, we have an opportunity to build something right now. We have an opportunity to invest in these students, in these programs. Our goal tonight is $300,000. That's what we're going to raise. So let's do it, because you being here tells us that we are not alone. Give it up for yourselves.
Okay, so this is my favorite time of the evening. I get to do this once a year, unless there's a global pandemic happening, in which case I get to do this once every 3 years or so. So I'm really happy to be back here tonight with all of you, turning your pockets inside out. Give it up for your pockets. Excellent. Before we proceed, I want to give the biggest round of applause we've had tonight for Old Ballard Catering and Bake from the Heart for providing this excellent meal for all of us this evening. Please tip your bartenders. Thank you. This is the portion of the night we creatively entitle Raise the Paddle, wherein you raise your paddles. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to call out an amount of money. It's going to be displayed on the screen. If you wish to give that amount of money, you're going to raise that card with a number on it over your head. And I'm going to read the number off, and they're going to write it down back there at the JazzED staff table, okay? It's pretty simple. It's simpler than previous years because this year we got to pre-register our credit cards. Raise your hand if you pre-registered your credit card. Excellent. Raise your hand if you were a slacker and didn't pre-register your credit card. That's okay. I'm in that boat too. I would not have pre-registered. The good news is you can go back to that table with our good friends, the JazzED staff, whom you just met on stage. You can swipe your credit card, or you can write a check, or if you want to donate cash, you can just come see me after the show and we'll work something out. Also, if you want to mail a check, you can mail it, all right? Just talk to someone after the show. You can look it up on the website. We have a mailing address. It's legit. It won't end up in my pocket if that's what you're worried about. It's going to go to the kids on stage. So, let's do one quick practice round. Okay. $200 million. Who's in for $200 million? Raise your card. Yes. 227, 242, 222, 236. Grandma Kathy. Thank you, Grandma. They're going to get recorded. We're going to write it down. We'll get your gift recorded and processed at the appropriate time. So now, without further ado, we're going to dive right in. I've got some help from my friends, the JazzED House Band. Hit it. Some of you forgot that Riley Moherker is actually a trumpet player. You thought he just told bad jokes, but he does know how to play the trumpet. He's going to help us out. Do we have anyone out there willing to give the humble sum of $25,000 tonight to support education at Seattle JazzED? Yes! Number 71. Thank you, number 71. And number 200. Wow! Thank you, Halpert Green family. All right. We're moving on. We're moving on. How about a big round of applause, a huge round of applause for our donors at $25,000. I was waiting for the slide to change, but I'm going to assume it's 10. Yes, it's 10. Okay. Who do we have for $10,000? Wow, number 74. Number 290, 290. Number 7676. Number 151, 151. Thank you, my dear friends. Number 151. I missed a number over here. One more time. Did I see a number? 264, thank you. Number 72, thank you. Number 341, thank you. Anybody else for $10,000 to support all of the beautiful people we've seen on stage tonight? Our youth, yes! Number 112, thank you. How about a big round of applause for our $10,000 donors? Yes. Give it up. Moving on. I'm gonna guess it's 5. It's 5. It's 5. Who wants to give $5,000 to support jazz education in Seattle? Yes, I love it. Number 74, number 77, number 73, Grandma Kathy going big. Thank you, Grandma Kathy. Number 325, thank you. Number 118, 118, number 195, thank you so much. Number 218, thank you. Number 139, thank you very much. Do we have anybody else in the room? Yes, 233 for $5,000. Anybody else? All right, moving on. Thank you. Thank you. How about, don't look at the screen because it's wrong. How about $2,500? Do we have anyone at the $2,500 level? Yes, Clarissa Thompson coming in big at $75. Playing the clarinet is paying the bills and more. Number 121, thank you. Number 303, 303, thank you. Number 253, thank you very much. Number 263, thank you very much. Number 271 and 272, thank you so much. Number 131, thank you, we appreciate it. Number 150, my good friend who doesn't know how to read, thank you. Number 220, thank you. Number 293, thank you. Number 227, thank you. Number 327, thank you. Do we have anyone else? 101 at the $2,500 level. Anybody else at the $2,500 level? Going once, twice, and thrice. Thank you. Give it up for our $2,500 donors. I like the transitions because we get to hear Riley play. But we're gonna move on. How about it for $1,000? Do we have anyone in for $1,000 to support jazz education in Seattle, Washington, the city that we love? Number 362, thank you. Number 258, thank you. Number 144, thank you. Number 154, thank you. Number 284, thank you. Number 257, thank you. Number 133, thank you. Number 375, we are eternally grateful. Number 205, we are eternally thankful. Number 286, I have no other words that rhyme. Thank you. Number 230, thank you. Number 190, Georgia, I love you madly. Thank you. Number 301, thank you. Number 369, thank you. Number 222, thank you. Number 275, my second mother, thank you. Number 332, thank you. Number 266, thank you. Number 205, excuse me, thank you. Number 268, thank you so much. Number 179, my favorite choir member, choir mate, thank you. Number 250, thank you. Number 302, thank you. Number 261, thank you. Number 289, thank you. Number 299, thank you so much, Bonnie. Number 241, thank you. Number 119, thank you. Do we have 207, thank you. Do we have anyone else for $1,000? $1,000? Seattle JazzED. All right, give it up for our $1,000 donor. Riley's learned how to play some high notes in the last few months. I like to hear it. Are we at the correct level? Can we confirm? Someone, JazzED staff? What's on the screen is what we're going for? All right, $500. Who's in for $500 to support jazz education? Number 324, Papa Tom, thank you. Number 211, thank you. Number 313, thank you. Number 169, thank you, Donna. Number 310, my favorite development director. Thank you. Number 153, oh, big dog. All right. I see you. Thank you, Graham. Number 306, thank you. Number 363, thank you so much. Number 336, thank you. Number 385, thank you so much. Number 371, thank you. Number 329, thank you so much. Number 249, thank you. Number 103, a beloved music educator, thank you. Number 197, thank you. Number 165, thank you. Number 223, thank you. Number 294, thank you. Number 380, thank you. Number 117, thank you. Number 279, thank you. Number 115, thank you. Number 245, thank you. Number 173, gracias. Number 381, thank you. Number 243, thank you so much. Number 105, we are so grateful. Number 345, thank you very much. Number 379, thank you. Number 328, thank you so much. Number 209, thank you. And do we have any stragglers at the 500 level? Give it up for our $500 donors tonight. Thank you. Play that one more time. No, play it like again. Do it again. No, that's it. Okay, that's all you got. No, that's fine. That's fine. He's out of shape. How about $100? Who's in for $100? Now we're talking. These are my people. Number 180, thank you. Number 403, thank you so much. Number 386, thank you. Every gift is appreciated. Thank you. Number 224. Number 403, I think I called you, thank you. Number 146, thank you so much. Number 318, thank you. Number 355, thank you. Number 109, thank you. Number 367, thank you. And remember, if you want to donate cash, you're going to pay my rent next month. It'll go straight to me, so talk to me after the show. Thank you. Number 367, thank you. Number 157, thank you. Number 107 and 106, thank you so much. Number 367, thank you, I got you. Number 157, thank you. Number 126, my most beloved choir director in the room, thank you, Vanessa. Number 214, thank you. Number 378, thank you. Number 351, thank you. Number 317, thank you. 378, I got you, but if you want the arm workout, just keep your hand up. We can do some arm raises together. Number 407, thank you. Number 159, thank you. Number 352, thank you so much. Number 370, thank you so much. Number 262, thank you so much. Number 370 is still up. We can keep our arms flapping. That's good. Number 127, thank you. I missed one. 349, thank you very much. Number 280, thank you. Number 374, thank you. Number 123, wow, lucky number. Thank you so much. Number 114, thank you. Number 251, thank you. Number 178, thank you. Number 346, thank you so much. Number 270 and 358 in one hand. Thank you. Give it up. That's some serious arm strength. Number 188, thank you. Number 140, thank you. Number 354, thank you. Number 392, thank you so much. Number 143, thank you. Number 219, we are eternally grateful. Number 255, thank you so much. Number 256, thank you so much. Number 228, thank you. Number 348, thank you so much. Number 192 and 354. 350, thank you. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Number 186, thank you so much. Number 291, thank you. Number 283, thank you. Number 236, thank you. Number 175, thank you so much. Number 365, thank you, Gay, we love you. Number 383, thank you. Number 208, thank you. Number 273, thank you. Number 158, thank you so much. Number 202, thank you. Hey, Bergen. Number 307, number 134, thank you both. Number 333, thank you. Number 356. Thank you. Do we have anyone else at $100? $100. Number 342. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. Give it up for our $100 donor. Someone at JazzED, help me out. Is this it? Do we have another level? $50! Who's in for $50? I'm in for $50. Who's in for $50? 366, thank you. Number 210, thank you. We love you. Number 164, thank you. Number 300, thank you so much. Anyone else over at this end of the room? Number 365, thank you. Number 383, thank you. Number 273, thank you, Jen. Number 182, number 108, number 134, we thank you so much. Number 312, thank you. Number 166, who else is in for $50? Number 248, this is your last chance. 297, thank you. 272, thank you. Any more donations? $50, 330, thank you so much. That's it. Give yourself a huge round of applause. And how about one more round of applause for this band? We're gonna take a short break. Give it up for this band. And we'll be back with more Solis. Stay awake. We'll see you in a minute. Thank you so much.
How we doing? How we doing? Feeling good? Feeling the love of Seattle JazzED? Listen up, everybody. I have some good news. It is time to party. I want to give a big thank you to everyone watching online. Thank you to everyone watching online. Thank you to all of you right here in person. We have a dance floor up here. It's time to get up. It's time to get moving. If you're watching on Twitch, you better get up off your couch and get moving. And there is pie on either side. Get yourself a bite. And without further ado, can we get a big round of applause for our special guest of the night? Let's hear it, Seattle JazzED family. Please welcome to the stage, one more time, Solis. Let's hear it. Make some noise.
ching ching ching, ching ching ching. Ching ching ching, yeah, 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 yeah. Ching fools, the 5 long years. I thank you everything, but I found out, yeah, I'm just a link in your chain. You got me where you want me. Nothing but your fool. You treated me mean. You treated me good. Oh yeah. Ching ching ching. Ching ching ching. Ching ching ching. Ching the fools. Now every chain has got a weak link, yeah, and I feel the weekend, and I'll give you what I can take. Yeah. You told me to leave you alone. My papa says, come on home. My doctor says take it easy. Oh, but your loving isn't much too strong. I add it to your ching ching ching. Ching ching ching. Ching ching ching. Ching the fools. a ching ching ching, a ching ching ching, a ching ching ching, chain the fools. Thank you guys so much. I caught you staring. I know you like what I'm wearing. I see you trying to pretend. Don't you know, boy, it all comes out in the end. You call me every evening, you ask me what I've been doing, then tell me you've been busy too. Good for you. Don't you know, boy, I can see right through you. You keep it undercover, you keep it undercover. You wanna be my lover, but you keep it undercover. Baby, there's no other, but I like it when you wonder, so I give it undercover. Yes, I give it undercover. Pull me closer, 'cause you know I'm over being undercover. I'm tired of playing. Your heart knows what I am saying, but you just keep on playing cute like a fool. Don't you know, boy, I'd be so good for you. But you keep it undercover, you keep it undercover. You wanna be my lover, but you keep it undercover. But there's no other, but I like it when you wonder, so I keep it undercover. Yes, I keep it undercover. Pull me closer, 'cause you know I'm moving undercover. I know that you've been hurt, and it's hard to say it first. I know you don't know what to do. I'm scared to say it too. After all that I have been through, but I think I wanna be with you. But I keep it undercover, I keep it undercover. I wanna be your lover, but I keep it undercover. Baby, there's no other, but I like it when you wonder, so I keep it undercover. Yes, I keep it undercover. Pull me closer, 'cause you know I'm over being. Pull me closer, 'cause you know I'm over being. Pull me closer, 'cause you know I'm over being undercover.
You guys, my name is Celise. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to this incredible band. Thank you to Riley, who just hopped up here and played this song with me. Thank you to Seattle JazzED. Thank you to all those amazing kids who were up here with me earlier. Thank you to all of you who raised your paddles to give money to this incredible organization. Thank you. I love Seattle. I love it here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.